A to jump, B to crouch, Y to switch weapons, RT to shoot, RB to throw a grenade, LB is to throw a flashbang, smoke, or EMT grenade, LT is to aim, then X is to reload. These are all classic controls in order to play Call of Duty or any shooting game on Xbox One. It is surreal to see the advancement of video games and the controls that the users play with today compared to the past. It is unbelievable to see the transformation happen before our eyes. Retro games such as Pong and Space War only require a single touch of a button in order to move. Now, however, there are games like Call of Duty, Halo, Grand Theft Auto, and many more that resemble human characteristics. So it is not a surprise why everyone is so fascinated with video games. However, despite how entertaining these video games are, there are several problems when it comes to children playing video games. For instance, the children grades. According to a study conducted by Cummings and Vandewater in 2007, and one representative sample of American adolescents aged between 10 to 19, kids who play video games spent 30% less time reading and 34% time doing homework. It is impractical to allow these addicting, violent video games to children if they cannot balance our priorities with fun activities. Therefore, there is not a problem when an adult plays a rated mature video game. It's only a problem when a child does this when they are nowhere near the age limit to be able to play the game. But there's a reason why each video game has its own specific rating. For example, American Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry, they reevaluated the reason why every video game has its own rating, specifically rated mature. What they noticed was the killing of people or animals, the use and abuse of drugs and alcohol, criminal behavior, disrespect for authority and the law, sexual exploitation, and violence towards women, racial, sexual, and gender stereotypes, and foul language and obscene gestures are all in rated mature video games. So even though these violent video games are not reality, there are children that are too young to make this distinction because they are very gullible at this age. And also, there's another study conducted by the Huffington Post. They noticed that to kids, virtual experiences may feel very real, not only because of the graphics today are so amazing, but because they are taking on a first-person role in the killing process. This is mainly because video games now consist of 3D graphics and 1080p high-definition gameplay. So of course the children are going to feel like they are the ones committing the killing or the violent act instead of realizing the character in the game is doing so. So it is very absurd that the industry is not putting stricter restrictions to prevent children from playing these video games or these rated mature video games. In addition, besides the problem of children's grades being affected, there is also another problem that occurs, which is the behavior of children is slightly impacted. So according to a study by the New York Times, they have observed that when it comes to real-life patterns, children who develop a gaming habit can become slightly more aggressive as measured by clashes with their peers. Therefore, it is inevitable for children to start developing these aggressive behaviors since there are a lack of morals in the violent video games that these children play. Parents are putting their children at risk since, according to Dimitri A. Christakis of the Seattle Children's Research Institute, those who watch a lot of stimulated violence, such as those in video games, can become immune to it, more inclined to act violently themselves. Therefore, parents should be infuriated at the fact that children are not only jeopardizing their grades by playing these violent video games, but they should also be infuriated at the fact that these violent video games are affecting their health due to the fact that they are becoming now more aggressive every time that they play these games. So, as an adult that is 18 or 18 years older, what are you buying these children? Are you buying them games that are appropriate for their age, or are you only buying them games that these children want to play, which still happens to be rated mature?